it's Jeannie Marie with Four Paws Acupuncture in the Nature Realm Portal. Today is the feast day of St. Gertrude of Neville, March 17th. I know most of you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but in the feline community, it is a day of celebration and the feast day of St. Gertrude, who's the patron saint of cats, cat ladies, cat lovers, gardeners, and the removal of rats. So St. Gertrude was born on March 17th in the year 659. Yes, 659. Can you even imagine? And she was a 7th century abbess who founded the Abbey of Neville in Belgium. She was trained in Catholic and Eastern Orthodox traditions. Like back then, most Catholic families and most families wanted their daughters to get married. And of course, Gertrude refused to get married, saying instead she would be a bride of Christ. So she was put in a nunnery because otherwise things would have happened to her had she not been. And she was a good Catholic girl. She fasted. She wore a hair shirt. And after her death, she's said to be the cause of several miracles. And she's been painted in the past with pictures of rats at her feet and sometimes pictured with cats. And it's believed that this is because people prayed to her during the bubonic plague, so she sent cats to get rid of the rats, and thus a miracle, and now she is a saint. Quick story about Freya LaFay, the remover of rats, who interceded on my behalf thanks to St. Gertrude. Now, I'm no longer Catholic, but I got to tell you, I still rock those Catholic saints and ask them for help whenever I can, and they always come through. So I'm giving you a condensed version of this story. During the pandemic, I had a neighbor who didn't clean out his house until some tenants moved out. And all this trash came out, and along with it, an army of rats that invaded the neighborhood. It was terrifying, horrifying, and I gotta say, I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown with how many rats were in my yard, running up and down, even running up and down my car. I can't even tell you. I thought they were going to have to put me away. It was crazy. I tried everything to get rid of the rats. I didn't want to kill them with poison because I didn't want to kill any hawks and eagles, etc. I tried every natural thing I could think of. Even had people come in to uh, cover up holes in the driveway and in the walls, and still they were multiplying, and I stopped feeding the birds and yada, yada, yada. It was awful. So I asked for help. I called to St. Gertrude and also St. Anthony to send in some help. And guess what? Out of nowhere, and I'm not making this up, this cat appeared in my driveway. Beautiful, fluffy cat. And she started hanging out there. And of course, I started feeding her. And guess what? The rats and the mice disappeared. And we named her Freya LaFay. And she hung out in my garden for about 2 or 3 years until I believe it was last summer. I learned she stopped coming around. I was feeding her. I thought she was a stray. And she would come for days at a time, then she'd disappear. And no one ever knew where she came from. Well, I found out later she actually did have a home. And it wasn't a she was a he. And that's a cosmic joke, or maybe we won't go on there. And she was hit by a car, sadly. And Freya stopped coming around here. Fortunately, there are no more rats, but it is sad because I do miss this lovely, gorgeous cat, whether it was a male or female. And that is the miracle of St. Gertrude and the rats here in my own life. So if you have a rat problem, Do what you can to get rid of them naturally, but then call in the heavy forces of St. Gertrude and St. Anthony. All right, wishing all a very happy St. Gertrude Day. Kiss your cats. It's a day of celebration for all. As many of you know, I was fortunate to live with the beloved Pope Nubius, the Nubacious one, who lived to be 23 years old, and now he resides over the rainbow. However, he still sends us all messages, and this message to all, especially all those who have cats, is this is a holy day of obligation to pamper all cats. Give your cat some extra treats, some extra loving, and cuddle with them if you can. And of course, be thankful that you still have cats.